I want to do something right now on camera, live, from New Jersey, that I think might help some people. Since I put out that last vlog and told people that I was gonna be hiring, I'm gonna put you down on top of a coffee cup. Since I told people that I was gonna be hiring 2 interns this summer, I got a lot of people reaching out to me, and I get people reaching out to me pretty often. A lot of college kids saying, oh, I'd love to help in any way, shape, or form with the brand. I love what you're building, etc., 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 which is very cool. I'm very grateful for that. But I want to make something clear. If you reach out to me without a specific plan or a specific value prop in which you can help me, you're either probably not gonna get a response or it's not gonna go anywhere. And it's not a personal thing, and I try not to be an asshole about it, but think of it like I'm not at the point where I'm at the very, very beginning where anyone who reaches out and is like, I wanna help, I'm like, oh, perfect, I could use the help. At this point, we have very specific needs and tasks that I need help for. Don't mind all the background shit. I'm back at my mom's house and she's like repainting all the walls, and it's a fucking mess in here. We're filming Fade the Public later tonight, so that's why I'm back in Jersey. I just wanna talk about real quick, like do's and don'ts of trying to reach out and getting in contact with people that maybe have more of a following than you, or maybe, you know, you're looking to get something of value from them. And the majority of people are not like, they're not trying to get something from me. They're just like, I wanna help out. Like, what can I do? I'll work for free, etc., etc. Here's the thing. If you reach out and are like, I want to help you in any way, you might think you're helping solve a problem. But in reality, you're doing the opposite. What that does to me is I read it, and then I think, if I respond, then I'm gonna have to go through a back and forth and be like, okay, well, what are you good at? Where could you possibly fit in the company? And it's just gonna take more time out of me, and there's no value prop being exchanged, right? It's just taking away time that I can invest elsewhere. And right now, the single most important thing in my life is time. I'm gonna give you an example of a kid who DM'd me. He also emailed me like a few times this week asking to help. I won't use his name or anything, but just to give you an example over the last week of something that came through on my inbox. It was an email. Good morning, Nick. I'm currently a college student athlete majoring in sports management and analytics. I'm heavily interested and currently involved in sports analytics. I'm contacting you with hopes of possibly joining the team as an analytical team member. I have a few ideas we could talk about if you are interested. Thank you and happy Thanksgiving. So this was a couple weeks ago. Again, very grateful that there are people that reach out and believe in what we're doing and want to help out. On the flip side, you have to understand that you want the least path of resistance, the path of least resistance when you are trying to give value to someone. So another way to reword that, like, don't tell me what you could do for me, do it for me and show me. Then I don't have to go back and forth with you. I could look at it and either be like, oh shit, this is awesome, let's go. Or I could look at it and tell you that I don't need help with it. Either way eliminates a lot of nonsense that we didn't have to go through. One of like the only positions that we really typically look for, because we create enough content and like I do enough research where we're not really looking for more content creators or guys to do that kind of stuff. But like we always look for new video editors. Ones that are good, ones that understand the brand and the personality of it and can weave that into the videos, right? So if someone reaches out to me and it's like, hey, I was interested in video editing, kind of like beginner, intermediate level, can you tell me more about what I'd be doing? Honestly, even at that, I probably won't answer you. A better way to phrase that would be, what's up, Nick? I'm interested in doing video editing for big dogs. Send me over the next video that you make. I will edit it and have it back to you within 24 hours and cut up like 2 social clips to go along with it. Right there, boom. I don't even have to reply to that motherfucker. I could just send you over the video clips and then we can get to talking. That is how you eliminate all of the resistance from someone who doesn't have time to go back and forth through emails and shit. You understand what I'm saying? Get to your value prop, relate it to how that value prop will give value to me or whoever the fuck you're talking to, and that will get you a lot more results. And a lot of the time, like, listen, this is a case of random occurrence and luck. Like this kid, I get emails like this all the time, but he just happened to be, you know, it's a serendipity of the situation. It really is. He just happened to be the email that I most recently got while I felt like talking about this topic in a vlog. But that's a lot of how life works. So like for people who have reached out to me and I maybe didn't answer back, like don't feel bad, it wasn't personal. That's just the randomness of my life. Sometimes I choose to, like if you go to my YouTube videos, sometimes I won't answer comments for like 2 or 3 videos at a time, and then one video I'll just answer like 42 in a row. It's just the randomness of shit happening. So you have to keep giving yourself at bats, you have to keep taking shots, but you also need to give yourself the best chance to make those shots when you do take them. I'll give you another example, actually. I got a DM on Instagram a couple days ago. A kid who has his own podcast said, hey man, big fan, been following all season on Twitter, love the content. I have my own sports podcast and was wondering if you would want to do a collaboration in the future. We're still relatively small, but we're growing. He sent me the link to the podcast. I would love to do something dope in the future, so let me know. So right there, let me tell you where that went wrong. Again, you have to show the value prop. And that's reverse engineering the person that you're talking to. He starts off, he says, I have my own sports podcast and I was wondering if you would want to do a collaboration in the future. We're relatively small, but we're growing. So the way he went about this was to imagine that his value prop would be me getting some of his audience. And I looked around social media, his podcast, and it's, you know, I'm just gonna be blunt here. It'd be nothing compared to where we're at. And I don't say that in a negative way, because I love when people start their own shit, and any creative outlet is great, and I fully support that. But to try to pitch that as the value prop, like, oh, we're growing, like you should come on and collab with us, is just, that's just not the smartest way to go about it. You need to reverse engineer what value you're giving to that person. You really, really do. I can't emphasize that enough, that it's very subjective to each person. Know the person that you're reaching out to, understand what their values are, understand what would make them be like, oh, cool, you know what? I will come on your podcast. And I probably will collab with them just because I'm talking about them now and I would feel bad. But understand, like, that would be, this is gonna sound very narcissistic, but that would be like me reaching out to Matt Berry and being like, oh, we're a growing podcast, so you can come on our podcast. Like, of course you can come on our podcast. You could fucking buy my podcast if you wanted to. So again, don't take this the wrong way. This is constructive criticism. And I want y'all to learn from these things. The case in point is figure out who you are contacting, figuring out what they value, putting that in a way that's a little bit unique to them.
She ain't gotta ask every month what that rent do.
You ain't knowing real niggas don't sit still. If you knew a nigga's story, you would get chills. If you knew some of them secrets, you would get killed. You ain't knowing shit, real nigga, shit chill. Shit chill. You ain't knowing shit, real nigga, shit chill. Shit chill. You ain't knowing shit, real nigga.
Say you wanna get rich, no matter the risk, no matter how far the trip. Okay, let's get it. Say you just wanna be on, you want the rollie froze, you would never break the code. Okay, niggas. And Capanella, tell these niggas I'm at home there. That's the crib, nigga. Blood, tell these niggas I'm at home there. Crib, only Dre Road, nigga, that's good everywhere. One nigga, two straps, bitch, I double dare. Money on the counter, chops on the floor. Besides the Holy Spirit, I ain't worried about a soul. These niggas got a lot of mouth, ain't got no money though. Hey, tell these niggas we can beef, it's gon' get bloody though. 90 days ago, I was just in prison, I got out with a vision.
So we're getting a little ab, and it's supposed to be a full leg workout. Only been working out my ass so far. I'm kind of tired. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. But one, super important. You see me doing core. You see me doing some balance things, some body weight movements. And I will do some other weighted stuff, but I think it's super important to have balance when you're doing any sort of fitness. Like, a lot of people think of fitness and they think of either like running, or they think of bodybuilding and gaining a lot of muscle. If you focus too much, just like anything, you need to have moderation on what you're doing, like in life, as well as fitness, because if you focus too much on one thing, it's gonna be overpowering, especially like if you're a weightlifter and all you do is lift weights and all you do is bench press and deadlift and squat, like your joints are gonna be fucked up. You really need to have balance when you're doing fitness. So on days, I don't necessarily break it up into days where I'm doing like balance this day, core this day, then like chest this day, but I listen to my body. The last time I went into a gym and had a planned workout already was probably like 3 years ago at this point. I come in and I feel what's not sore, maybe I haven't worked out in a while, certain body parts or whatever, or if I'm just feeling a little bit of lack of energy. Like today I'm feeling pretty tired, so I know that just doing some of these like light body weight movements plus like core would be good, because I've kind of lacked that a little bit. And for those of y'all skipping out on the glutes, for you waddling motherfuckers, the people that walk, like waddle like that, it's because you got weak ass glutes. I suggest just getting bands like this. They have them at my gym, but You can order a good pack off Amazon for like $8. I'll link them down below. And you could literally do a good glute workout in your house, just literally standing there and going back and forth. Put like the light or medium around your ankles, do 3 sets. If you have a good distance to walk, bent knees, just like slight set, shoulder width apart. There, back, do like 3 or 4 sets of that. The next day, boom, you'll feel like your ass, you feel like you got the day before. So I'd suggest doing that, work your glutes, really easy to do them at home. You'll feel it right away. And when you get that soreness in one of your muscles, you're like, oh, I feel like this is working, and it'll give you motivation to keep doing it. So get a pair of the bands, work your glutes, work your ass. You'll look better in jeans, you'll look better in shorts, you'll look better naked. So I'm gonna finish up with a few more ab exercises. I might go upstairs and do like leg extensions and then leg curls and whatever, and then hop in the sauna. So we're at Animal's house, it's Sunday. First day of the fantasy playoffs. So we figured we'd get together in the dungeon and fuck around a little bit. Hello, snitches.
What up, what up?
Are we ready to create some content?
We been done waiting.
Did you bring this?
Nah, it's Animals. I'm reading it.
That's weird. Let me give them a tour of the dungeon. This is where we come in. This is where Animal acts like a fat piece of shit for most of his day.
Yo! I open it up, look at 1,000 pages. The first fucking sentence I read is about John Gotti, my hero.
So what?
I just think it was a coincidence. I open it up.
This is the goat chair. This is where Animal Snacks make terrible pizza. Where's the lights in here? I mean, what? Over here? Oh. Yeah, well, what's your matchup looking like right now? Animals in a winning in right now for the last spot in the E-Town Get Down playoffs.
Crowder?
No, it's Thomas. Wait, did they call this a touchdown?
That was a joke.
Bruh, fuck Scott. So, yes. We got our first round of the Go Fade Me Dynasty League playoffs. I'm going against Scott.
That's a good touchdown.
This is where we film. This is where Animal also lives. It's a fucking shit show right now. This is the infamous table. It's where I sit. It's where Snack sits, and also suppresses all of the emotional damage he has had throughout his life, as you can see. Bagels and lock screening, green screen. Got the lights. We usually set them up here and here for filming. And you got like this fucking fake door mirror. And a big ass bathroom. That's a quick tour.
What are you talking about? Is that the Kyle Rudolph?
You play Rudolph?
Of course he did. Yo, check my socks out. Look who's on them.
Benny?
You're a shark. I don't like my bagels and lox today, actually.
The week before?
That's Godwin.
That'd be nice. You'd be a really good host for that. I'm fucking on edge right now. I hate the fantasy playoffs. I hate Scott right now too. Nothing personal, it's just very fucking personal. Update on Animals game. Projections have them literally tied right now. Actually, Animal, you got a 0.6 point lead. Honest opinion, you think you take it to the crib?
No.
You think you take the L? Don't try to reverse jinx this right now.
No, I honestly do, because I think Kamara's going to finish with like 9 points.
You'd be lucky if you finished with 9 points. Huge implications here. I'll tell you what.
They got me projected for 180 this week. They got Steve projected for 129. That's 50 points. Right now, I'm 48 points behind him in the leaderboard. Can we get most points?
I'll take that $100. I will buy a gun with the $100 and I'm going to shoot Animal. This is how we Sunday. Deli meats, Chinese food, and Animal taking an L in fantasy.
Animal losing, baby.
It's a deadly cocktail.
Fuck! No.
What kind of
No.
fucking play calling is
No! Yes.
this? Oh, I thought it was going to be Waller.
Like, where is he?
It's not Waller. It's not Waller. You live to see another day, man.
Oakland. Austin Eckler, 84-yard touch.
Oh! Fucking go! Woo!
No flag?
You right? I don't know.
Actually, yeah. Look at this. This is to stay out of last place. I needed that.
Is there a punishment?
Oh!
That was a miserable punishment.
I thought he fucking
Really?
missed it.
It's huge.
That's not really that. It's pretty miserable.
That Austin Eckler touchdown might have just locked up first place, most points he down, get down, and buried Scott. Get in the fucking dirt, Scott.
Scott.
You're a farce.
That's true.
Hold on, Nick.
You're getting
Put the
prepped
card-
for Face the Public.
You put the card in?
Yeah, I put the SD card in.
Alright,
So usually we sit here, me and Snacks just bicker at each other for about 15 minutes. And Animal, I don't even, what is Animal? He cries? He just wanders around the set, and I'm not really sure what he actually does in this time. Like, he just goes from door to door. I don't think he does anything. Animal, what are you doing? See, he stays quiet. He never answers.
He's cracked out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, he's a psycho.
He really is. Like, I'm starting to get.
So
genuine concerned.
we're here preparing, like doing our due diligence, getting ready, making sure that we have a quality show. Him over here. There he goes again. See, he just goes back to the doors. What are you doing?
I'm wearing a tracksuit.
I've been wearing the pants all day. I only put the top on because I was cold. Want me to change it?
You are definitely not a freak athlete. You were cold.
Come on. Cold. Want water?
Yeah, you gotta stay hydrated.
It's good.
Why? I was rooting for you. Yeah, you started this whole thing.
You started it. You came in fucking not rooting for me.
That's not remotely true. See, if you weren't so fucking stoned on Thursday, you would remember what I said. Let's go.
You ready?
Yeah, baby.
Alright, like you gotta stop
You're gonna
that.
do that and say you're ready?
You can't be like,
I was trying to get the last one
shut
out.
up. Let's
The
run
last
it.
burnt one.
Kyle asks, what a disappointment Adams and Kamara have been. Most of the first and second round were flat out bust. Not really a question, but can we just talk about this for a second? Next year's draft is going to be wild. Kyle, it's fucking incredible that you just asked that because today's episode is going to be filled with all of our busts. As we're looking into the first week of the playoffs, well, this will be technically going into the second week, but we're gonna talk about all the guys that were the most disappointing. And if you have these guys on your team, you probably don't even have to worry about fantasy football. Thus, you're probably not even watching the show, so we might have actually planned this poorly, looking in hindsight. But stay tuned for this. Justin, now that the fantasy season's almost over with a couple weeks left, if you made it there, who's in everyone's top 5 picks for next year? In no order, I got C-Mac. Like, obviously, Henry has proven me wrong on about 37 different levels this year. I just still find it hard to buy into a guy who does not catch passes.
Nah.
Snacks, anytime you want to contribute. Anytime you
I
want
was
to
waiting
contribute.
for his rebuttal.
Guys that we drafted, whether it's first, second, fourth, fifth. What are you, unplugging the audio over there? I thought you were unplugging the fucking wires, you cunt.
I want this fucking podcast to be over with.
So run.
I didn't think they were going to run the ball as much as they are. And then there's also, like, you saw, like, the preseason reports. Like, in the beginning of the year, we had, like, the one where Aaron Rodgers was like, MVS is really
running hard. He looks like he's breaking his routes. Like, I see a difference in him this year. Like, you see that shit, you're like, oh, MVS is going to have a huge year. And he sucks.
Yeah, MVS. I was high.
And that is how an episode of Fade the Public gets concocted, and this is how my vlog gets concocted and ends and concludes and wraps up. We're back in Brooklyn, so I hope you all enjoyed the vlog. Stay tuned. There will be one more coming out very soon within the next week or so that I think will be ultimately one of the best vlogs, if not videos overall, that I've put out that I think will really be of interest to y'all. So enjoy championship week for fantasy football. I hope you all brought home a lot of chips. Probably no thanks to me. I love you for joining me this far. I guess hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed. I'll see y'all next time.